No, my recollection is that the council at that time asked to pull it out.
Yeah.
I think I offered to do it for that price, too.
Right.
Yeah, we'll certainly be able to...
So what about wireless in the new?
We can have wireless there. We can have our own wireless network there. That's not a problem.
Yeah, all right.
All right, and that's our...
Do we need a wired network?
Do we need a wired network?
Yeah.
I would say yes. The amount of data, for example, that's pushed through just in the assessment department alone, I don't think is conducive for wireless.
Well, actually, Town Assessor Canara, could you come up and give us your thoughts here as well? I know you're fairly conversant. No, stay up. Let me stay.
She's thinking, what do I?
Specific question about the wireless?
Wired network. Do we need a wired network?
I
think you do for the data.
Yeah, I mean, I would be inclined
I would like
to
to
go
see
wired,
a
but-
wireless, at least with it, because the tablets we're using need to work on wireless. But
We're going to have a wireless overlay on top of the wired network that we have.
Great.
But that's
I
primarily
think
just to
it's-
facilitate, all kinds of things that happen, even you guys, if you start coming in with wireless,
Well-
bring your own device type of thing.
So I'm a consultant. I travel around to different businesses in my own business in New York City. I've never used a wired network. I've always used wireless, and I've downloaded mega files, huge files over the wireless network. Never needed to be wired. I printed through wireless and everything. All I'm suggesting is that if it will potentially save us some money to not run wires throughout the whole building, let's do that. Let's consider a wireless network, which would be a lot less expensive, I would think.
I would just like
I'd be happy to work with you on it. At this particular point, we did not consider that. We looked at it in terms of we have our own set of servers that are there. We have 2 servers that are serving our operation.
Right.
And we looked at the assessment alone and thought that having a wired network, just like we have here, was the right thing to do.
Yeah, I think the thing is,
We're
though...
also doing things like tax payments over the internet.
I think it's worth examining
The options.
the options, because I agree that
mean, the
the
technology-
wired network a wired network is well, I can make a joke so passé, but I'm in the cloud these days. But the joking aside, I do think it is yesterday's technology a little bit, and I mean, if I'm hearing correctly, and I think we should explore with the move whether or not we can go full on wireless, and I think it's certainly worth exploring.
Okay, we're a little late in the game, but yes, it's worth exploring.
Okay. Great.
Okay,
So do we want to approve this contract? Or, I got to say, I'm really disappointed he's trying to charge us $42,000 for the move, and I don't know if we should hold off on this till we, or not, but what do you...
Well, this is just for the contract.
This is for the day-to-day service of the PCs, laptops,
Right.
the software, the network that we currently have.
Right. The move and setting that up is something separate, which we could take up at a later...
Right.
Okay, all right, so are we happy to approve this now then?
I'm happy to approve it.
Councilwoman Collins, you happy?
Yes. I mean, ultimately, I think that especially during the heavy storms this year, they were always in communication, letting us know when there was outages or anything that could, impact service and
Perfect.
email. So I think that they make their presence known and they do a good job.
Councilman Nardi, I know you're newer to this, but did you have any, you're happy to approve this contract?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, can I get a motion to approve the Sullivan? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Great. Town Assessor Canal, you're going to race us through these home-based proportions, and I think we'll be through the agenda. As I said, we have a very light agenda tonight, so it's...
Okay, so the Village of Portchester and the Village of Rye Brook adjusted base proportions are ready for you to adopt. The town's proportions had to be recalculated because they were approved last month, and after they were approved, I became aware that there needed to be a change to the 2013 roll. for the property at 760 800 Westchester Avenue, which was the former General Foods, Philip Morris, Altria property, which had a pilot that expired and should have been addressed on the 2013 roll. There were 2 Industrial Development Agency exemptions totaling 69 million and change that had to be removed, and that went on the taxable roll. So once we made that correction, I had to recalculate the proportions, and that's why there is an amended.
So we're at 67% for residential and 32.2% for...
Correct.
Okay. Any questions?
No?
Can I get a motion to approve the homestead?
Resolution B.
Resolution B.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, now we get to the Village of Portchester, we see the commercial is far greater portion. It's 43% for the commercial and 57% for the residential. Now, I sent you a draft memo today following up on our recent conversations. One of the things that was surprising to me is the value of assessments from 2008 to 2014 had dropped, in single-digit percentages. And I'm trying to figure out, is part of the reason is that the commercial properties are taking on does that have anything to do with the homestead, relative homestead, or not?
I don't,
You have to look at
It's
it.
independent, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. In any case, can I get a motion to, any questions on this, Portchester?
How does it compare to last year?
I have last year's in that notebook, if you want to grab it.
Sure.
Now, which one, Village of Portchester?
Yeah,
or-
Village of Portchester.
Portchester 2012 roll. Okay, last year it was 58.91 and 41.09, and with extended decimals.
So based upon that, you would think that the residential portion would go down? Is that,
That's what's happened, right?
That's
So
what's
going from
happened.
50, yeah.
so people's taxes on the residential side should decrease marginal?
Well, what's happened, I guess, is the value of the properties on the residential side have fallen faster than the value of the properties on the commercial side, correct? Town Assessor Canower?
Correct.
So say that again, Joe, for
So
clarification.
basically, the share of residents in the tax take in the Village of Portchester has gone from 58.9% to 56.8%. So they're paying they're taking on less of the overall tax burden, and the commercial property owners are taking more of the overall tax burden.
Especially with this Altria property becoming taxable.
Well, that's what, so we'll help, okay, so, so why,
Sorry, yes, you're
The
right.
town of Rise. It is
Okay,
the town of
so-
Rise.
so basically, that means
Sorry, yes.
that the value of the residential properties, overall value of the residential properties has fallen as it relates to the overall value of the commercial properties, correct?
As it relates to overall value, yeah.
Yes. Now, do we know if that's because of changing market values or because of new development?
I would have to research that,
Right.
because these proportions are still very new to me.
Okay.
So I
All
would
right.
have to research, the relationship there.
Yep.
But
And
anyway,
what-
the
what
tax
would
spread
determine-
among the residential portion should be less this year than it was last
Yes,
year.
that's correct.
Yes.
I think that's the important point.
Yep.
If we could do something with that, with the United Hospital area, that would be a huge
Yep.
win for the residents
Yep.
in this situation.
Accelerate that trend, exactly.
Absolutely.
Good. Can I get a motion to approve the relative
moved.
percentages? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and Resolution D, In Rye Brook, we're at 72% residential, 28% commercial. Obviously, they
And
have
that's the
less of a commercial.
affected by the Altria. Right.
Exactly, and that's where the Altria, so do we have the numbers from last year?
Yes. 75.06 for residential, 24.94 for...
Right, so we went from 75.25 to 72.28.
Right.
Excellent.
So again, that's moving in the direction of lowering the overall tax for the residential
Right.
Exactly.
taxpayer.
Yep,
Okay.
excellent. Can I get a motion
Excellent.
to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay, our light agenda is taken care of. Well, what you up there? Might as well stay up there, Town Assessor Canal, or anything else you want to report to
I did.
the board?
Probably put it in here, just a quick agenda, some notes. This evening, prior to this meeting, I had a meeting with the Portchester Plan Commission. That went very well, I believe, I hope. There's really not much else to report, although the senior renewals for the Aged All and the Enhanced Star are out, and they need to be returned by May 1st. That's an important deadline for the seniors to continue receiving their exemptions. The state notified us yesterday that we do have 795 people who will have the star removed, either for over-income, for non-registration, or for non-payment of New York State taxes, income taxes.
Will they be notified, or how does that?
Yes, and that's a state process, so the state will notify them. The list may still be refined. It's really a preliminary list. In fact, it kind of advised us to hold off to make any changes to the roll until April 15th and even May. I guess the good news for people who haven't registered is that in the fall, when they open up their school tax bill and they see that it's a lot more than they had anticipated, they can go back to the state and say, I didn't register. If they provide all the proper documentation, then the state will issue them a check.
Can you still register as well now?
I believe the process is over.
Okay.
Although, you might want to try, because again, it's one of the state's many moving parts.
Right, and so how do you register if you wanted to do it? Or you going to try and do it?
I don't have the phone number handy, but...
Can we put something on our website?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's there.
Okay.
It is there.
Great.
But it says deadline December 31st.
I understand,
was
but-
the original deadline.
Yeah.
But the phone number's there. If you Google New York State Star registration, it usually takes you right to the site. But I think at this point, the registration's closed, but, yeah, who knows? And let's see, that is really about it.
Wonderful. Excellent. Thanks so much for your hard work.
You're welcome.
Mr. Byrnes, anything?
Yeah, just...
Thanks.
I just wanted to make one point about the receivables as we start the new year.
Thank you.
The school receivables are, the second half is due January 31st, so we collect money in January and February. So at this point through February, those taxes are now delinquent, and overall it's about $230,000 higher than last year. So our make-whole date with the schools is by the end of April, which we end up making whole for uncollected taxes. Last year, I believe it was just about $2 million in total. So that is a trend. It was flat the last couple of years at this time, and it's mostly due to the school taxes for the residents of Portchester. So that's up a little bit. So we'll see what's collected in the month of March, and again, we'll make whole on that number in April.
Where are we within REMS?
That's me.
Okay, all right, so say, you want to go up and
Don't
you want to
need
wait?
to go up there to tell you what's
No.
going on. I
All right,
I can
well,
do it from here if you want.
Stay up here?
Sure,
All right, Dave can stay there, and
Yeah,
then
go ahead.
we can tag team from here.
perfect, good.
If you would turn to page 9 of his report.
Yep.
That's the current in-rem. And so there There are actually 9 properties. This Wynn Plaza is not an NREM. That belongs to the Village of Rye Brook.
Sorry, which one?
Number 8, Roanoke Avenue.
Yeah.
That's not ours. Anyway, so of these 9 properties, 2 of them, 26 Paningo and 63 Purdy, are being sold and are closing within the next 10 days. So those are going to be paid off in full. 76 Inwood and 70 Inwood.
You said 26 Paningo and
63 Purdy
Yep.
are both being sold.
Okay.
And those are going to close within the next 10 days. So we'll
Are
get
they
all...
selling for the, are they selling, do you know what price they're selling for?
I don't.
Okay.
All I know is we're going to get all our taxes.
Okay.
I don't. 76 Inwood and 70 Inwood we are going to take because we've not heard anything from that owner.
Wow. Well, those are 2 big valuable properties.
I don't know how, I mean, based on maybe the assessed value, but I don't know what they are.
Company went bankrupt.
Yeah, 31 Bush and West Street are both owned by the same individual. I'm anticipating one of them will be paid off, probably the lesser one. I don't know what's good. 31 Bush is part of our motion that we made that's returnable on Friday, so we may take that as well. 18 Prospect is almost...
Sorry, has this person been in touch with us?
Oh, yeah, he has an attorney. He has an attorney who's answered. 18 Prospect
What's he telling you?
has no money. Everybody tells me.
I don't feel like it.
Not very
Well,
creative.
sorry, what?
He says he's going to get the money up to pay the 31 address. He may not be able to fully pay the smaller one.
Oh, okay, fine, so...
He is going to pay off the big, the 69,000.
Okay, so we may end up taking the smaller property, okay.
Because again, it's just in terms of thinking about the people, these are people that, I guess, own the properties outright. And-
Yes, for the most part, they do. All right, so going down the list, all right, 20 Lion Street, I think they paid.
Yes.
Yes, okay, that should be
That's the
marked.
one that's the
They
rear
must
of
have
the
paid,
house.
they must have paid in March.
Right, they just paid. 209 Union, we may end up taking. I've been in touch with them.
Jesus.
I've been in touch with them, by the way, for the entire 8 months. And
What are they saying?
She-
you don't want to know.
No, she's
It's a long,
different type.
it's a little more problematic.
At the time, and insists we take it.
Yeah.
She wants us to take the property?
No. She feels she was wrongly placed on the list, and it's a long story, and none of which is accurate.
But again, the woman is at serious risk of
She knows.
losing a very valuable property.
She knows. She's been in touch with me a lot, and she has my number. So I've talked to her frequently. But I can't say we're not going to end up taking the house because
right.
she hasn't taken any steps to pay the taxes. So
Jesus.
anyway, so that's it. So we're actually probably going to get 90%, 95% paid. We're going to end up with maybe 3, possibly 4 properties.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Anything else from your town attorney perspective?
No.
Okay, and thank you, Mr. Byrnes. Everything? Yep, thank you. Okay, the Honorable Mr. Mecca. The rest of these people are not as honorable. No, I'm joking.
Good evening, Honorable Supervisor excuse me. You got me all mixed up.
I'm sorry, I just like the other.
2 things I want to bring to interest tonight. First of all, the notices went out yesterday. Anybody that has not paid the second installment of the Village of Rye Brook tax, it's due. The notices are out there and some already.
When do they do?
It's due now at the end of the month. It was due in February.
Very okay.
So we give them 2 weeks. At the end of 2 weeks, we send out the notice. Has become our
Notice that they haven't paid.
that they haven't paid, and put the penalty on. This is
Right.
only 2%. The schools, unfortunately, is at 10, and the money is coming in, but very nastily, but there's nothing we can do about it.
Right.
And the second thing is tomorrow we will begin the conversion between RPS and KBS to start for the new bill, for the county and town 2014 bill. Hopefully very early next week, they will be out in the mail. So many
Wonderful.
people
So how do you understand that conversion?
We have to pull the information from RPS into KBS.
Okay.
There are where all the exemptions are, all the changes in assessments, so forth and so on, and they have to be pulled into our software so that we can go through the whole process of creating the billing system.
All right, and we're confident that's going to work
Pardon?
well? We're confident that's going to work well?
Yes, it's the same thing as every year.
Okay.
It runs pretty smooth. Many people have been calling, wanting to know their bill is be out there very shortly.
Great.
So it doesn't look like it's going to be a massive increase, but we don't really know until it's all said and done. So,
Wonderful.
okay, any questions with me? Okay, thank you.
Thanks so much. Thank you, Mr. Mecca. I appreciate it. Honorable Town Clerk Vespia.
Okay, I submitted my report.
Yep.
And if there's any questions.
Excellent.
Okay. And also, we're working on, the municipal shredder is coming Thursday, just for the municipality, not the public.
You go through Mr. Nowotnik's office.
Yeah.
All the departments are working together, and we're gonna start clearing out things.
Wonderful.
And they're gonna
Any
come one more
news?
time in April.
On that grant for the digital, nothing
Not
yet,
yet.
right? Oh,
No,
didn't think so,
no
but
news on that yet.
Excellent.
Fingers crossed.
That's about it.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you, Town Clerk Vespia. Okay, Crawford Park, Mr. Nowotnik. Keep it brief. I'm on target for a record time here. What time is it, Mr. Noto?
9 o'clock, you got no record for you here.
No record here. No? What happened? How did it go so long?
Yeah, maybe a record for you. Not with Villanova around.
Only thing the public should be aware of is that Crawford Park is back in business. We have had heat in the mansion for better part of a week now, and everything seems to be functioning fine. We did have 2 water leaks that had to be repaired. They have literally just been repaired as of yesterday. And we are now pursuing a painting bid to repaint the entire downstairs, as Councilwoman Collins and former Councilwoman Mendocino had helped us. So we intend to try and finish that project by, before the end of May, hopefully. We'll be putting that out to bid because we feel that's going to be over $5,000. And we're refinishing one of the rooms upstairs. We're refinishing the floor up there, immediately adjacent to the new historic library that we're also trying to finish. As part of our move, we decided to relocate the historic files up to the second floor in the mansion, and we're about, I'm going to say, 2/3 complete with that project now.
Is there any stairs are going to get up there? I know I ask you every month.
Yes.
Have we gotten an estimate?
We have not gotten an estimate yet, but I did send to the supervisor the modified capital plan for Crawford Park, and I'd like to have a conversation with you about the various items that are in there.
Perfect. Great.
What's the, are we at all, this is a really random question, I have no idea how this stuff works, but the weight of the records on the upstairs in that room, is that?
Yeah, we're confident that we're okay there. What we've done is we've positioned a number of the records up against the wall where we can. All of them are up on shelving, and we've also put some dispersion plates underneath the shelving so that, for example, you don't have...
You're way ahead of me. I just overheard it one time.
Yes, it's called dead load. It's called dead load, and you do have to worry about it because sometimes you can just overload a floor. Exactly. Exactly.
Wonderful. Thank you so much,
All right.
Mr. Nowotnik. Yeah, I guess if you get that wrong, it doesn't matter what kind of fire escape you have.
Exactly it.
Okay, Councilwoman Collins.
No comment.
Councilman Nardi.
No comment.
I want to shout out to your daughter here. Thank you for coming in.
Yes, thank you.
Thought she did an excellent job.
She did very good, and I hope they, get their goal and plus some.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you. Thank you, Councilman Nardi. Thank you for, having such a wonderful daughter.
Thank you.
Councilman Dioris.
In the interest of trying to help you make a record closing here, no comment.
Thank you, and I'll try and keep the record. We do need to go to an executive session, though.
On a real estate contractual matter.
Right, so can I get a motion to go in executive session?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you.